YouTubers. This is the ShallowCross Sports Network with the AA, bringing you another show. We have some big news coming out of Knoxville. It was reported yesterday evening, and now it's hit the airways with Tennessee quarterback NICO ILamaleava holding out for more money and renegotiating his NIL deal. Now, I have some thoughts on that, and I'm gonna make my thoughts public here. But anyway, I don't have any qualms with players making money. But I do believe they need to get some controls, and not only with Tennessee, but across all the schools in the nation. Uh, these kids are holding these athletic programs hostage. Every time the transfer portal opens up, a week before it opens, they threaten for more money. Now you got handlers out there, you got family members out there, you got agents out there, okay, and you got people putting all this stuff in these individual kids' minds that they need to be making more money. And I don't know what it's going to come to until they get some controls on it. But I'm just looking at here. NICO has made $2.2 million in 22, $2.2 million in 23, and $2.2 million in 24. Now, if you do the math on that, he's already been paid $6.6 million from the University of Tennessee to play football. What does Tennessee got for it? Well, they made it to the playoffs, and they won 9, maybe 10 games last year. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know what it's going to come to, but he didn't come to practice today. So that means Pete Nakos from On3 Sports kind of pushed it out yesterday, and didn't come to fruition until today. So what we're getting at is it seems like a week before the portal opens, it's always a player either threatening to leave or wanting more money. Now, the number that I'm hearing is that NICO wants $4 million for this season. And when you do the math on that, that means Tennessee is going to pay him 10, I guess around 10.4 or $10.6 million to play football before he goes to the NFL. Now, I was just looking at one of the sports analysts' top 10 quarterbacks, and NICO was not on that list. Now, DJ Lagway from Florida was number 1, and then the kid from South Carolina was number 2, but I never did see NICO ILamaleava's name on there. So what that's saying is that he didn't play as exceptional as his agent, as Tennessee, staff, and as the fans are saying, he didn't play well enough to get named in the top 10. So that's the big news coming out of Knoxville. They have their orange and white game, and it looks like NICO's not going to answer the bell to play in that game. Now, the portal opens up on Wednesday, and we'll just have to wait and see what transpires over the next few days. But that's big news. And then some more news, just pulling away from NICO saga. Tennessee is in hot pursuit of Rodney Rice, 6'4" guard out of the University of Maryland, and he's in town this weekend. He's going to be in Knoxville the 12th and the 13th, meeting with Coach Barnes and staff. And he also is going to be with the guard, Jacoby Gillespie, and he's more or less going to be taking him around and showing him around the Tennessee facilities. Now, Jacoby and Rodney Rice both played for University of Maryland, and they were roommates. So Tennessee is in the driver's seat. Now, Rodney Rice was at Villanova on Thursday and today. And we just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully Tennessee will pick him up. But with that said, I'm just looking at some of the other players that Tennessee is still pursuing, and they had this individual in on a visit, Xavier Griffin, an edge rusher. He committed to USC. He's the number 24 linebacker in the country. And then Christian Givens, he's another edge rusher. He's coming in on a official visit on the 13th of June. And he's 6'4", 215 pounds. And of course, Xavier Griffin's around the same size. But he also has some visits scheduled with A&M, USC, and FSU. And then it's a defensive back who has 4 years eligibility over at Clemson. He's going in the portal. And he's 6 foot, 185 pounds, named Tavor Fegan. And so that's some people that Tennessee is kind of moving in on. And then also, to switch back to basketball for Tennessee, Tennessee is still pursuing Alvaro Fogares, Lamar Wilkerson, Donovan Atwell, and Elijah Freeman. And it's a big chance they'll get Mint, who's one of the top players in the country. He's like a stretch four, and he's around 6'10", about 190 pounds. He could pick up some weight, but he's one and done. He can really shoot from the outside, and he supposedly is great friends with Rodney Rice and Jacoby Gillespie. So we'll see what happens with him also. But he's like one of the top 3 or 4 players in the country. And just looking at it, Duke is one of the front runners for him, and Duke already has the Boozer brothers coming in, so he may not want to go there to be overshadowed by the Boozer brothers. You know, that's Carlos Boozer, former Duke player and NBA player. His two boys, twins, they've committed to Duke. I think one is about 6'7", and the other one is 6'10". But anyway, getting over to Tennessee State University has their blue and white game, and that's being played tomorrow. They apparently going to play at noon, and we'll see what happens with Reggie Barlow and staff, and see what kind of team he has inherited up until this point. I'm happy for TSU to find a coach so swiftly, and hopefully they'll do well in the poll next week. And they have several targets. A lot of these kids are high school kids. I don't know if they're 2026, but I mentioned them in the early show. But we'll see what comes about next week. But anyway, with that said, I just wanted to touch on the big news coming out of Tennessee, and we'll see you on the next show. This is AA ShallowCross Sports. We'll see you later.